The world respects Mexico. The United States would not be what it is without the Mexican men and women who work on the other side.
There is a roller coaster happening with regard to the tariffs, those 25% tariffs that the president slapped on Canada and Mexico on Monday. Well, those are apparently not happening, at least when it comes to Mexico and not Canada. He is reversing some of them.
Mexico's strong and widely respected President Claudia Sheinbaum once again stood her ground against Donald Trump with calm confidence, refusing to back down. Let me show you how President Sheinbaum responded. She issued a composed and resolute statement saying, "Donald Trump is threatening to impose tariffs on us, but we are prepared. If necessary, we will respond accordingly. There is no need for concern. We are ready to negotiate, but we will not be intimidated. Stay calm, Donald. Let's approach this rationally." Let's take a look at her statement.
The White House issued an offensive, defamatory, and unfounded statement about the government of Mexico, which we categorically deny and strongly condemn. I want to make it clear today that we will always seek a negotiated solution as we have proposed in the framework of respect for our sovereignties. But the unilateral decision made by the United States affects both national and foreign companies operating in our country and affects our peoples. For this reason, we have decided to respond with tariff and non-tariff measures that I will announce in the public square next Sunday.
President Claudia Sheinbaum has consistently demonstrated a firm and strategic approach in dealing with Donald Trump. Time and again, she has handled these situations with precision and strength. In her latest press conference, she reaffirmed her stance. "We are fully aware of the potential moves Trump might make. If he backtracks as he has before, we will be prepared. If he does not, we have our plans in place. Let me be clear. The sovereignty of Mexico is non-negotiable. Our people deserve respect, and we will stand firm in defending our nation." She also pointed out critical realities, stating, "If the issue at hand is fentanyl, let's discuss the sources. As if the concern is weapons fueling crime, let's address where those weapons originate." Before pointing fingers at Mexico, perhaps it would be wise to examine the challenges within your own borders, Donald. Rather than spending billions on conflict, why not invest in education and real solutions? Here is another powerful moment from President Sheinbaum. Let's watch.
I want to make it clear today that we will always seek a negotiated solution as we have proposed, within the framework of respect for our sovereignties. But the unilateral decision made by the United States affects national and foreign companies operating in our country and affects our peoples. That is why we have decided to respond with tariff and non-tariff measures, which I will announce in the public square next Sunday. But it is inconceivable not to think about the damage that will be caused to both citizens and companies of the United States due to the increase in the prices of goods produced in our country, as well as the harm that will be caused by halting job creation in both countries. No one wins with this decision. On the contrary, it affects the people we represent.
Leading up to Trump's tariff threats, Claudia Sheinbaum remained steadfast. She never wavered, always composed, always ready. Here's how she handled the situation just before her press conference.
For our part, we have been in communication. We have made the agreements and the necessary arrangements. But it is a decision that depends on the government of the United States, on the President of the United States. So whatever this decision is, we will also make our decisions. and there is a plan. We will wait and see what happens. In this, you need to have poise, calmness, and patience. And we have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. So we will wait today.
During the press conference, her words rang true once again. As expected, Trump responded on March 6th with a post attempting to justify his stance. After speaking with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico, I have agreed that Mexico will not be required to pay tariffs on anything that falls under the USMCA agreement. This agreement is until April 2nd. I did this as an accommodation, out of respect for President Sheinbaum. Our relationship has been a very good one, and we are working hard together on the border, both in terms of stopping illegal aliens from entering the United States, and likewise stopping fentanyl. Thank you, President Sheinbaum, for your hard work and cooperation. You may recall the first time Trump imposed tariffs, only to revoke them shortly after, following an agreement with President Sheinbaum regarding Mexican border security. Interestingly, Mexico already had more troops stationed at the border than what was agreed upon, demonstrating that Trump had miscalculated. Instead of focusing on policy, Trump has often been more concerned with personal financial gains. This situation once again exposed his lack of attention to detail. Now let me show you two key clips that further illustrate this point.
We have big deficits with Canada, like we do with all countries. I mean, I look at some of the deals made, I say, who the hell made these deals are so bad? But with Canada, I have a talk with him, and you maybe know him.
Now onto this next clip. Trump himself negotiated the USMCA agreement, yet now he criticizes the very deal he once championed. It's ironic to say the least. At one point, it almost seemed like Trump favored the USMCA simply because of its similarity to YMCA. It raises the question, did he even read the agreement? Because now he is contradicting his own stance. Let's roll the clip.
It's my great honor to announce that we have successfully completed negotiations on a brand new deal to terminate and replace NAFTA and the NAFTA trade agreements with an incredible new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement called USMCA. It sort of just works. MCA. USMCA. And that'll be the name, I guess, that 99% of the time we'll be hearing, USMCA. Has a good ring to it.
Let's bring up a familiar pattern, Trump's decision-making cycle. 1. He makes a rash decision. 2. Negative consequences follow. 3. He convinces his supporters that the problem is magically resolved. 4. He reverses the decision. This cycle repeats itself. Take tariffs, for example. Trump imposes tariffs and his supporters cheer. Then he removes the tariffs and they celebrate again, calling it the art of the deal. But in reality, this kind of back and forth creates instability in the market, affecting businesses and the economy. Trump thrives on chaos, and here's proof. Let's watch how his own spokesperson explains it.
This is major news. I know everyone wants to talk about tariffs, bad, bad, bad. No, why don't people understand the president is a never-ending negotiator?
Mm-hmm. He's a never-ending negotiator. It's the art of the deal. But also, the president has proven, as he did in his first terms, that tariffs can bring good-paying jobs back here to the United States of America. They protect critical industries here at home. And President Trump is serious when he says he wants to make America the manufacturing superpower of the world.
Now, let's revisit a classic moment. Do you remember when President Sheinbaum responded to Trump's claim about the Gulf of Mexico, suggesting it should be called the Gulf of America? In response, she playfully presented an old map, humorously renaming parts of the US as Mexican America. It was a clever way to highlight the absurdity of his remarks. Let's take a look at that clip.
Obviously, Gulf of Mexico is name recognized by the United Nations. It's an organization of the United Nations, but the next question is, why don't we call it Mexican America. It sounds nice, doesn't it? Right. Since 1607, the Apatzingan Constitution referred to it as Mexican America. So, let's call it Mexican America. It sounds nice, doesn't it? And Gulf of Mexico, well, you see, since 1607, and it's also recognized internationally. Well, historically speaking, because as you might know, I know they're going to ask me. I think that yesterday, President Trump, they misinformed President Trump, with all due respect, because I believe they told him that Felipe Calderon and Garcia Luna were still in power in Mexico.
The Wall Street Journal once noted how Mexico's leader has developed a strong approach to handling Trump's tactics. She consistently holds him accountable, refusing to be distracted by his ever-changing rhetoric. Recently, Trump made headlines again by posting statements about imposing new measures, jumping from one issue to another. One moment he is focused on tariffs. The next, he claims he will unleash consequences. Then he shifts to other topics, often making grand statements with little follow-through. He even revisited an old idea from his first term, his strange ambition to acquire Greenland. Yes, really. Let's roll that clip.
And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe.
Trump's approach has been erratic, unpredictable, and contradictory. His actions often reveal a pattern of inconsistency rather than strategy. The truth is more important than ever. If you appreciate fact-based reporting, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.